So, welcome back to a new episode of our Monday morning live market analysis and weekly watch list. Today, I want to speak a little bit about the difference between the trend and the market sentiment. So, the market trend is something really very relative to the time frame that you are looking at. So you can have bullish trend for the morning and then bearish trend in the afternoon, or you can have a week of a bullish movement and another week of a bearish movement. Same applies if you are talking about monthly or even yearly. And the trend can shift or reverse multiple times during a week or even during the same day, and we have seen this a lot. What I want to talk about today is the sentiment. So the sentiment is a little bit different because the sentiment is focused on or affected by the macro economics and not the microeconomics. Macro means that it's external factor outside the stock market itself. And today I'm gonna show you actually how to get an idea about the sentiment by linking some events together. So what happened last week was that we have got the job reports, and it looks like that the US economy is generating a lot of jobs, much more than it was expected. So what does this mean? It means a stronger economy. Isn't this good news? Yeah, but it depends. It depends on who is receiving this good news. Because although this is generally something that we should all be happy about, the problem is the confidence in the economy became higher. And again, all what I'm saying sounds positive. Where is the problem? The problem is actually in the currency, in the US dollar. So when the trust in the economy grows bigger, a lot of external investors would like to own more of the US dollars. They would like to invest into the US dollar based bonds or treasuries. What does this mean? It means that the US dollar value is going to climb up and beat other currencies. Isn't this good? Yeah, it's good that for you if you're planning a vacation in Thailand, and now your US dollar is gonna buy you more things. However, it's not that good for our companies which actually are exporting goods, because in this situation a stronger dollar means more expensive exports, means that other international competitors' prices will have an edge over our US exports and exported goods and technology and everything. So imagine that you are in Eastern Europe and you have AWS subscription, for example, or Google or whatever, and then 1 month you're paying $20 equivalent to a certain amount of your local currency, and then the month later you will find that it's costing you like 10 or 15% more for the same service for the same $20 list price. You might look for alternatives, or at least a lot of people will cancel subscriptions. So this is an example how this is affecting the exports. Again, linking this back to the stock market, when US companies are doing less profits outside or abroad, this is going to affect the forecasting for their profitability. And this is what shifted the sentiment of the market the last week. So, without further ado, let's actually see this on the screen. So let's go for the first thing that I'm going to show you is the DXY, and DXY is actually the dollar index. So I'm going to go actually over. So something here that we need to remember, that whenever the dollar is gaining power, the stock prices are going to lose value. So this is the impact of strength, of dollar strength on stock prices. Always remember this. So it's a good habit for you if you want to check the sentiment, to check the US dollar index. It's called DXY, and see how's the market look like. And let's actually examine this together just quickly. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what happened in the US index over the last few days. And as you can see, it's a huge jump. In the last 5 days, the US dollars jumped from around 1.8%. Okay, particularly since we got this job report. So that strength is affecting the stock market and affecting the volatility. So how can we check the volatility? Or some people will call it the fear factor in the market. We'll go and check VIX. So the VIX also has jumped a lot in the last few. Let's go to 1 hour again. It's actually on a bullish trend. So this is the VIX, and the VIX is the volatility index. And if the VIX goes up, the entire stock market goes down, because it represents the negative sentiment of the market. So let's see how much of a gain did the VIX make. So it's actually 42% over the last 6 days, which is a huge jump. This means that the sentiment right now is bearish. Put this in mind while you are trading. So now we understand that we have a sentiment which is a bearish sentiment. I'm not saying trend, because I said in the beginning that trend can be different based on your time frame. So maybe today morning, maybe you'll find things different, and it could be bullish for a while. Maybe market is pulling back, but these movements are very important. For example, here we can see that let's go to 30 minutes, for example. The US dollar is on a bullish trend. Okay, it's actually having support at the SMA, EMA, and it's an uptrend here. This is a trend line. Okay, that's a trend line here, going all the way to 110. So if things continue to be the same for the US dollar, we should expect that the market is going to continue to drop. Okay, only if the US dollar actually lost steam and broke down this trend, we can look for a market sentiment shift. This means that the dollar is losing steam, and maybe the confidence in the company profitability will get higher, and then the speculation about the value will shift to the positive. But if this didn't happen and the dollar continues going up, the entire stock market will continue to have a bearish sentiment. And I hope that this is clear for you guys, because some people will just get into the trading and they don't understand why we're going down. Okay, what's wrong? What happened? Okay, so I hope that this will help you a little bit understand what happens, and take it as a habit to have the DXY as one of the things that you look at from a time to time. Okay, now having that said, let's have a look on the major indices and also the watch list. So let's see, I have opened them here one by one, so let's go over them. And you can also, you're welcome to ask any question on the chat here. I can read it. So I will leave SPY and QQQ to the end. I'll start with the Occidental Petroleum Corporation, and there are some assets in the bearish sentiment that will gain momentum, and these assets, on the top of these assets, are like commodities like gold, like maybe oil, like silver. All of these things, they become attractive at the time of uncertainty and at the time of volatility, because a lot of investors consider that these assets are wealth reserving, so they are not going to lose money if they invest in these commodities, especially gold. But now for Oxy, I believe that it's definitely bullish, and I think that any close of 15 or 10 minutes above that level here, which is 51 or 52 level, can possibly give a good trade all the way up to the 52 level, which is a fib level here, which is the high of last Friday. So again, these levels are already there. You can check them out on my channel on Discord. So you don't have to worry about these levels now, but I just want to give you the general idea. So if we broke up this small resistance here, we are biased to go up to the next level, which is the 52. Now, to the bearish sentiment, I generally don't like to trade this area because it's indecisive. But on the bearish side, if we broke this support level here to the downside and closed, successfully retested, then expect another leg down to the 49 level. I do not expect that this scenario will happen. The bearish scenario will happen as long as the dollar is going up and the fear in the market is rising. But that's something that we can watch. Now let's check BA. So BA has been like swinging up and down the last few, I would say, weeks, around the same range after some bad news and a lot of talks with the union and some crafts are crashing and whatever bad news that you can think about happened to this company in the last few months. But for us here, I think that if we can break up the 173 level with a good volume here, we are biased actually to continue moving higher. Actually, this is not, if this happened, it can go actually to 174 or even more. So just watch this level. And again, this is not a daily watch list. It can happen today, it can happen in the middle of the week, but I mean, that's something to watch. Now going to some tech stocks, Apple. So Apple, as most of the risky assets, okay, it's finding market sentiment, bearish market sentiment. So we dropped in the last few, I would say, sessions all the way. I mean, you can't miss this trend. So the trend and the sentiment for Apple are both bearish, like it has been since even before Christmas. Okay, that's too many sessions. It is bearish. So what we're looking for here is some kind of a relief for Apple, but this is not going to happen as long as we are still below this 241 level. So we are still below this. we are not really bullish. All the movements that's going to happen here is going to be like pullbacks or shorters taking profits and stuff like that. We do have a double bottom here. I would say that this is a very local play if you want to take it, but again, I do not count so much on the pre-market data, so don't get deceived by this pattern here. I would say that if on the bear side, if this sentiment continues and we break down the 233 with volume, we could be seeing another leg to the downside here. It might go to 232, 230. It depends really on when the buyers are going to step in. So that's the bearish scenario for Apple if you're watching it. The bullish, I would say we can start taking calls or shares if you would like. If we can break again that level during a trading session, regular trading time here, which is 241. We tried to do this actually on Wednesday morning, and it failed. Okay, it failed. However, I think that it couldn't continue because of the job news that we just talked about. But if it can recover a little bit and climb up to this level, I think we can continue higher from here. Tesla, and Tesla is very volatile, you understand this, and you know that. It's also having a lot of indecisiveness in the last couple of sessions, but generally as the entire market, especially the tech section, it's suffering a clear bearish sentiment, bearish trend, and we are still under this trend and sentiment till today. Actually, I have done this small position yesterday before market opens, and I was thinking if we gap down, and it was a preparation for this session today, and my idea was that if we gap down below this level, we should go down further, and just by chance that this has already been done in the pre-hours. So in the pre-hours we lost this session and we already went down. So I'm forced right now to change my yesterday idea because it has been already taking place. So now the new level to watch is going to be the 381 and not the 387, because it dropped a lot in the pre-market. And this is a reminder for you guys before you take any long swings or over weekend swings, that look to the market sentiment, look to the macro economics. You are opening for example, a Tesla call on Friday, okay, and you're hoping that it's gonna recover by Monday. Just ask yourself on what basis you think that it's gonna recover. Is there any scientific foundation for this? Any macroeconomic that you are forecasting to happen over weekend? A lot of people make this mistake and they just say, okay, we are down so much, or maybe the RSI is oversold for so long, we should actually bump back, or we should bounce back. And this is a mistake that most of the traders do. Don't trade what you don't see. Only trade what you can see. If you see the move, do it. If you do not see it, don't try to speculate. You just don't know. All it takes is one news, whether it's positive or negative, to actually blow up your position. So be careful while you are actually trading any assets, especially those risky assets, and also especially that if you are trading options, this is even another level of risky derivative. So be careful about what you speculate. Do not try to speculate the market so much Just trade what you see. If you are bearish, stay with the trend. Trend is your friend. If you are bullish, same thing. And as per today, as per this moment, we are bearish sentiment and bearish trend for most of the assets except the commodities, as I said. So please do yourself a favor and try to be with the trend as much as you can, to be on the safe side. It's better to be safe than sorry. Remember this. It's okay to miss trades. It's not okay to get into to force trades and then lose. So now I think that the same thing apply for the positive sentiment here. Like, and this sounds to be very difficult to reach in one session, but you know what? You never know. Just keep it on the watch list. And if we broke the 400 level to the upside, this is gonna give a chance for Tesla actually to climb a lot and really soar. But right now, I think that we are gonna open in that small range, and you should expect actually that the market will be indecisive for a bit. You don't know why, because there has been a lot of selling, right? And maybe sellers are exhausted, but also on the other hand, buyers are not confident that this is the bottom. They just don't know how long this will take. Some of them will try to average positions or try to hedge positions. So my expectations is that we are gonna be trading in a range. So just apply your risk management rules. I'm not feeling that this is a very exciting period until we get different data. We have also data coming in about the inflation. I think tomorrow we have some data. Let me just check here the calendar real quick. I think we have PPI data coming in this week. Okay, we have PPI data coming in this week, which could be a mover. So if the PPI data, which is related to the inflation, if it's going to be positive to the market, maybe things are going to change, but I don't want you to rely on this. Just trade what you see. Now let's go and continue our watch list. Google, same thing. So Google here, again, I was making this position yesterday night before market open, and I was thinking if we broke down that level, we should take short. So it has been already fulfilled during the pre-market. However, in the regular market, since we are few minutes to the market open, if we broke down this level once more, that's gonna be actually a good setup for shorting or for puts. The calls or the longs can start if we broke this level up. See, we tried to break this level on Friday. See that wick? And this is what I tell everybody about. This is actually a stop hunt wick. So this is like it's liquidating shorts, that wick, but it didn't close above that level. So do not fall into the stop hunt levels. Just make sure that if you are gonna enter longs, enter above this level. So see, this is one time, this is two times. Just wait for a break up and retest of that level. Just don't get in on the first wick or the first candle. You might get actually destroyed. See that the price here on that candle went all the way up to 196 and then closed the candle on 193. So if you are reckless or you are pushing or forcing trades, you could lose at this price movement or this price action. So wait for the acceptance of that level. Some people will call it acceptance, some people will call it the break up and retest, whatever you want to call it, but just be sure that you don't get caught with this level. with this stop hunt. Now Airbnb, it's the same thing here. It's still bearish like everybody else, and I believe that if we got acceptance below this level, so we tried actually during the pre-market here, and this is the 1 hour. Let's go to the 5 minutes or maybe 15 minutes. So we tried to break this level down in the pre-market. Now this level is acting as a resistance, and we have a downtrend here going all the way. Okay, this is a downtrend. So what I expect to happen is that in the bullish case for Airbnb, it will try to go to this level and go down again, which is a good position for you to take a short here, or you can just wait for the acceptance below this level. That during the regular market hours, the price trying to hit this fib level and then get rejected, so you can take a short here. For the upside, this is your level that you need to watch, which is the resistance and what 133.25 here. Okay, that this is where we need to watch. Now let's quickly go over the indices that I know that a lot of people like to trade. So SPY is minus 1.5% in the pre-market, and now the market has just opened. Let's see what's going to happen here when it comes to the sentiment. So we can watch this for a few moments and see what could happen here. Okay, so an update for my followers, the SPY swing that we have taken last Friday, the SPY 574 put is now 351% up. We bought this at 30 cents on Friday late afternoon. Now it is 1.3. It's almost 350% up. So congratulations if you still hold this. Okay, so that's cool. And again, that's not a miracle. We expected actually that the market is going to go down because of the sentiment that I was just explaining to you guys. So it wasn't really very difficult to expect that we are going to continue that, especially that there is no data coming in today morning. So basically there is no catalyst for the market to go up. So let's see what's going to happen here. I'm just going to alert. And of course, guys, you can get my alerts on Discord, you know that. So meanwhile, do we have any stock? See, we are still trying to go down. So see, we gapped here on SPY. We gapped here. So I expect that this gap is gonna be filled, and the price is trying to go down. Now the chart is not lying to you, right? We have an uptrend here, okay? That was long time back. That's not from this week, maybe from the week before. But if we lost this level here, like if we went down, well, we're biased for more going down. Now, as we can see, and I'm not suggesting any trades now, I'm just watching and trying to explain to you guys what's happening. We have the EMA here as a resistance as well as SMA. So it's possible that the price can go up here to the SMA and go down again, okay? And maybe it will go up over the SMA and get rejected. However, it's unlikely. Let's see. So as we can see here, the price here is trying actually to break up. It broke up here, the EMA. Somebody's asking about NVIDIA call swings. Let's check NVIDIA and see. Okay, so I mean, absolutely bearish, and it has big room actually for the downside, to be honest with you, right? Let me put the Ishimoku cloud and see where are we. No. Okay. Now, when you ask a question like this, what do you think of NVIDIA call swings? So, on what basis do you want to go long here? There is nothing I can see which tells me that it's gonna go up soon. Now, if you're talking about swing like 1 month or 2 months, let's see. So in this case, let's change our time frame and see what's going to happen, right? So if we're talking about 2 months from now, okay, I would say that there is a huge support level here at 128. I think that this is also a very good support level if you would like to buy shares. Why? Because this support level has proved that NVIDIA is going to bounce from it. It bounced from here 3 times already in December. So you want to take calls, but do you want to take it here at 129 while the bounce is actually at 126? That's a question that you need to ask yourself. Okay, you already see. So again, trade what you see. What I see here is that the next support level is a huge range here between 128 and 126. Now you can always take the position gradually. You can take like half position now and half position when it goes down further. But you need to know what you're doing and what your goals are, right? So bear in mind that it did not actually reverse the trend over a day. So when it came here, for example, at the 20th of December, it fully reversed after 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 or 5 sessions. So don't take an option which expires this Friday and expect that the price is going to reverse in 2 to 3 days. You understand what I'm saying? So let's just trade what we see. What we see now is a bearish. We see actually a very good support level. So what I suggest is that you wait a little bit. You wait and see what's going to happen. Riding right now a call is premature in my opinion. Unless that you want to trade intraday. Intraday, that's a different thing, right? Intraday, that's a very different thing. Still, intraday, we have this resistance level at 131, which need to be broken before actually you start talking about calls. So either you wait for the dip here below 126, or you wait if the price actually went up and broke these levels, like I would say here, somewhere here, acceptance. At least let your MACD actually go above the zero, and then you can take call. So that's about SPY, that's about NVIDIA. Who else has something that we want to discuss before we call it? So here on QQQ, for example, we can see a triangle forming. Okay, that's a triangle here. So the price, actually, I would say that the price broke this trend line already here, which is bad news for bulls. And now what's holding the QQQ is this support level at 499. And be careful. I wouldn't trade this at all now. You need to wait for some more bullish confirmation to trade this, because there's no confirmation that this is gonna bounce up big, and even if it bounces, it might come to this trend line and bounce back down. So I would wait for more confirmation to trade the upside. Also for the downside, it's risky at this moment. Why? Because we are at a major support level here. As you can see, the selling pressure is increasing, but the buyers are defending. See those wicks? This wicks means that the buyers are defending it. However, do the buyers have the power to lift the price up to the levels that we trade longs? We don't know. We don't know yet. Okay, what we see now is that there is a lot of pressure, selling pressure. You can see this already, right? That's a lot of selling pressure. Okay, on QQQ, on the 5 minutes. Again, just to be clear, on the 5 minutes there is a lot of selling pressure, and the buyers are trying to defend this critical level. Now it can stay here doing this funny price action for some time, and this is something that you don't want to trade, especially on options, because your contract is gonna get burned. I would actually wait a little bit and see what's gonna happen. Who's gonna win this battle? So how can we know which side won? If this level here is broken to the downside and tested and turned from being a support to a resistance, then the bears actually won and they will continue go down. If the bulls won, they will be able to put back the price into that trend line, which has been there from some time before, right? It has been a very long lasting upside trend line. So if they can get back into the structure of the uptrend, this is a win for them. They will have another battle with that trend, but that's gonna come later. Right now the bulls are busy actually defending this, but bottom line, I'm not gonna trade that. SMCI. Okay, I think that SMCI already is one of the risky assets anyway. It's on a as everybody else. It's on a bearish sentiment or bearish trend, with no, I would say, with no good support levels at all here, except this level here. Let me put something else here to help us. What can help us? Let's see the supply demand zones. Let's put Ishimoku. So we already have been over the ABMB just before you joined PSD here, and we're gonna get also over MQ and MU. But for SMCI, I mean, very bearish right now. Price is trying to break down. Now it found a little bit support here at this level, but I wouldn't take calls now because it might actually go back and continue going down. So be careful with this. However, if it went down below the 28 and retested the 28, you can take shorts to lower levels. Next one is MQ. Marqueta? I haven't heard about this. Oh, did you mean MU? Micron. So again, everybody's beating down. So, but it's funny here, guys, that since last time I had Micron on my watch list, because I keep those, the prophecy has been fulfilled, because I said that we are gonna take long at that level here and see what happened. The price went up a lot, but that was probably last week, not valid anymore. So let's see what we can take this week. I would say that it's not that much beaten, but I don't like this. I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is a lot of bearish sentiment, and there is no support level for you to take calls here. This is the marked area from last week, and I told you guys last week there is a gap here to be filled, right? We might be at the week that this gap is going to be filled. See? So this gap, I marked this for you last week. Guys, I want you to, if you have time, maybe you can also view the same video here again for review on this watch list on what I'm telling you here, if it's helpful, of course. But I spoke about this gap. This gap might be filled this week, which means that we are going down. I mean, I don't think that it's a good time for calls. It might be a good time for puts, but you will need to know when to enter. Okay, so again, now we identify the trend. Let's identify our entry and exit. So I'm gonna draw here the fibs, because this is the only thing which can give us an entrance. And you can enter puts in two scenarios. If we went down below this, you can take puts to the next level, or if we pulled up to the email level or to this support level. So you have three entries for puts. Okay, either you rush and take puts now, but this is gonna be on you, not going to be on me. And remember, guys, everything I say here is not a financial advice, just a disclaimer, the legal one. I'm just giving you ideas. Okay, always make sure that you consider your risk management. So you can wait for the price to pull up a little bit here, or to that level, or if we pulled below that level, the 92 level. Okay. Some people ask, why not now? I would say you just don't know. If you enter now, it's gonna be some kind of, in my opinion, chasing for the trend, and I don't like to chase trades. Here you're just chasing. That put should have been taken here at that level, But right now you don't know what's the price action is gonna do. It might continue to this level down, or it might pull back. As you can see while we speak now, it might pull back. You just don't know. You better be safe than sorry. So taking puts here is very risky. I told you, you can take puts either on the breakdown of that level and retesting, or maybe if we touch the EMA or the SMA with this level here. These are the entries that I can see here. We are 100% bearish, okay? So I'm not even considering taking calls at all right now, at all. So this is MU. Anybody has anything else? Let's go and see what SPY did. So SPY is doing exactly what it wanted to do. Okay, so we went up this level. See guys, we went up this level and now we are trying to test it again. So if you want to take calls, you need to wait for this specific candle to close. If this candle closed above that level, we can expect that the probability of going higher is more than the probability of going down. Let's wait and see together. I mean, this is real live. Remember, we're waiting for the retest. And this is what I tell everybody always. Do not chase. Do not chase. This is the SMA here. And it's trying to... This is the retest. So let's see. Now, this retest is succeeding. But we still below the SMA. So I told you it has to close above the SMA, above that level. And we did not close above this level. Right? I mean, if somebody took a call based on this long big candle here, relying on the SMA, I don't know whether this is going to be successful or not. But our levels here are solid. So we already have this level here, that trend line, it's holding very well. Right, that support level is holding very well. Again, we are still bearish. I would say slightly bearish, not that much. I mean, the trend can shift if the bulls can win this SMA battle. And this is, again, this is the 5 minutes, guys, so that you can identify what you can see here. But patience is very important with these trades, especially the first hour. You need to be patient. Let's check. So also Maya is holding that trend line to the upside, which is a good sign. Oh, so somebody's asking about this trend line. This is a third-party trend line. I will be more than happy to connect with you on Discord and give you the name, but I don't want to say the name here, otherwise it could be considered an advertising. Oh, Tesla. Ali, we were on Tesla. Let's check it again. Did Tesla do what we asked it to do? Wow. So Tesla actually, and this is what I told you guys, don't take anything unless the level is broken down and retest it. Okay, so that candle here, and this happens every day for traders. So this candle here, this wick here means that the price visited this level. If you are not careful enough, you could have taken that put and then lost. But you need to wait for the next candle to see where it's going to close. Is it going to close below that level, or is it going to pull back? This is exactly what happened. So somebody's asking about Tesla shares. Let's look to the 4 hours and answer you. So it's not a bad idea to have Tesla shares now. However, I would say that the ultimate bottom is gonna be 3.6 or something similar. Remember that on 2nd of January we went to 373. If you want to buy shares and not options, here's my suggestion for you. Why don't you just buy partial shares for now? Don't put all your money into one share and just watch it going down. So you can always make like dollar cost averaging by buying, like instead of buying one share for 374, now you can buy this on 4 times. Like every time you can just buy with $100. So buy with $100 today, and then wait a little bit, buy another $100, buy another $100, buy 100. If the price went up, you will be already in profit because you already bought. You didn't miss out. If the price went down, you will take advantage of the price drop, and you can add to your position another $100 without depleting your buying power. Okay. Now AMD. I had a bad experience with AMD last week, to be honest with you. Like there are a lot of conflicting analyst reports about them. So they said that on that day, I think not on Friday. It was I think on Wednesday they said that okay, this is bad company and we are downgrading it, and then they came back and said okay, no, that's a great company and we forecast it's gonna be great. I don't know. I have to look to the fundamentals of this company to say whether this is a good for long term or not, to be honest with you. No problems. The 574, 574 was a good trade. So again, to long term here, you means what? Like you do you mean like 2 years from now, or do you mean like 2-3 weeks? If you're taking shares, I would always go and compare AMD to the other class shares and see the performance. Things that you should see are like, what's the profitability of this company, what's the ROI of the last 5 years, and some kind of a fundamental analysis really to take a decision like this. Because generally speaking, you can have an ETF which has AMD inside it better than having the single share. You know that, right? Because for example, there is ETFs for semiconductors which might have AMD in it. I'm not sure, but we need to look this up. It's very easy to look up. That's gonna be better off if you want to buy shares, so that you can have AMD, you can have something else in an ETF. That's an example. Especially that it's not a cheap, it's not a cheap stock. And I always recommend that if you guys want to buy shares, try to buy something in the hundreds. So I mean that this might look very expensive to buy 100 shares, but this is going to be the only way for you to trade options against this stock. So if you have like 100 shares of AMD, you can sell covered calls and make revenue out of it, okay, while keeping the shares. And this, we can talk about this later on. Anyway, I think that is see now SPY. Look to SPY and look to the arrow that we have done. We said that okay, if we accepted that price, we're gonna go up, and this is exactly what happened. So that was the call that a lot of people were waiting for, but the technical analysis was correct here. Now when this is gonna end, it's gonna end somewhere here. So if you took this call now, you need to take profit at this level at 579, right? For people who are waiting for puts, this might be a place for you to take puts here. If we reach this level, I expect that we are gonna go down a little bit, at least for profit taking. QQQ, same thing. QQQ, I also told you guys that the bulls will fight for this level here. Okay, so you don't take puts here until it goes down and retest. It didn't do this. It did the other scenario. It went inside the structure. It went inside the structure. So here, this is the breakout and retest. Very clear. That candle went inside the structure, put the price above the trend line. It tried to go back down. The trend line acted as a support, and then you can take calls from here because this is the breakout and the retest success. So you have a trade exactly like this arrow that I draw for you here. That arrow is saying the same thing. We go break up the line, come down, retest, and then we take the calls. That's the only way that you can trade this structure. And I hope that this is helpful, guys. Oh, Telsa. Let's go for Telsa. I understand Telsa. I always So Telsa today actually made a big move to the upside. Okay, pre-market, and then lost that. Now I think that overall it's recovering from this bearish trend, and over the last few, this is 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, it's a small cap, so I expect that it might actually, see, we are above the Ishimoku cloud here. I would give it few more days, because it seems that right now it has a support established at this level here. See how it actually bounced off this level. All what it needs really is to go up, accept this level, and then accept that level. That's all what it needs. And as you can see, there's some periodical sparks on this like, see this one here, that's almost, that's 30% up. Again, another one here, 38% up. And this is the nature of the low caps. They have breakouts all the time, and people also taking profits all the time. It's not an expensive asset, so I would say that adding a little bit more here or there just to average the position is going to be good. Definitely have some kind of a stop loss at, maybe I would say here. So if this level is stopped and retested, see here, that's a breakdown. This is taking liquidity here, so your stop loss should be below that. You don't want to be in a situation that you make your stop loss here and then lose money at that level, and then few days later you find it actually going this way. Okay, so even SPY couldn't actually go to that level up here. It's still very, again guys, it's very bearish. It's still very bearish. This is, for me, this is dead cat bouncing. Dead cat bouncing. Maybe it's gonna continue, but I don't think, unless we have a catalyst, I think that we are not gonna recover these losses before we get really very good news in the market. Okay, it's always fun, guys, to have you here with me in the morning. Please let me know if you have questions. You can reach me through Discord or even leave some comments here. I read all the comments on YouTube. If you would like to have something discussed for next week, let me know. And have a great week, everyone. Thank you very much.